At Colby Corp, we know something about you that you may not even know yourself. It's called conation. You've probably heard the advice, follow your instincts, or trust your gut. At Colby Corp, we help you use your instincts to make your life better, both professionally and personally. You may often feel stressed because you aren't free to be your natural self. But we know how to change that. Everyone is born with a natural way of solving problems, but not everyone knows how to use these abilities. For example, if you're in the wrong job, it's stressful, inefficient, and discouraging. For business leaders, hiring new employees is expensive, and building productive teams is hard. The result? Disengagement, low productivity, and high turnover. At Colby, our mission is to change all that. You may be familiar with assessments that look at how smart you are or reveal your personality. Colby pioneered the research into how instinctive strengths drive the way people get things done, and we are the leader in applying those strengths to improve leadership and profits. Colby indexes are easy to complete, online, wherever you are. You get personalized results that include audio explanations with tips and tricks for taking full advantage of your instincts. For you, it means a deeper understanding of yourself and the teams and work environments where you'll thrive. For business leaders, our assessments, software, and consulting improve communication and put the right people in the right roles, boosting productivity and growing a business. Our mission is to help people succeed by having the freedom to be themselves. Contact your Colby certified consultant today to learn more about how the Colby Index can help reduce stress, improve relationships, boost productivity, and help grow a business, all by revealing your natural instincts.
Can I just tell you how much I absolutely love this? The energy in the room is palpable. It's so exciting.
This comment left on one of the resonating moments cards simply says it all. To be in a room full of women in every position, from receptionist to agency owner, who were all willing to share their wins, failures, hardships, ups and downs in the industry, to encourage one another, was everything. Well, welcome to another episode of AgencyWISE, your gateway to success. We're excited that you've joined us today, especially our Big I Oklahoma members and those of you who are members of our Big I Sister Association states. Before we get going, I want to take just a minute to see where you're watching from today. Jump into the chat. Let us know where you are. I'm going to watch. I want to see. Awesome. Excellent. There are good old regulars. Amy, Angie, Ryan, Katie, good to see you. You guys are the best. And of course, there's Melanie. She's always watching on YouTube. Leanne, good to see you. Who else is out there? Oh my God. Oh, okay, I'm duly impressed. There's our fearless leader, Denise, all the way from Greece. Now that's dedication, y'all. Although I will say it's 6:30 in the afternoon in Athens. And I'm sure you have an incredible view, so please do not text me a picture of your vantage point while we're on screen today. Thank you all for being with us live today. We're excited that you're with us. We hope you'll keep joining us each month on the second Thursday at 10:30 Central for a thoughtfully assembled wealth of insights, expert knowledge, and resources to enable and empower you and your organization to move to the next level of success. I'm Sara. I'm your AgencyWISE host today. I head up the Big I Oklahoma consulting team. We are so excited to be back at the table today with Kasey Connors. Kasey is the Vice President of Marketing Operations for Trusted Choice, our client facing brand of the Independent Insurance Agents and Brokers of America, aka the Big I. Now, when I say back at the table, it's because I get to see Kasey in a virtual table every month because she's a member of our My Network virtual mastermind group for female leaders in the insurance space. So if you'd like to know more about My Network, reach out to me or you can visit our website, mynetworkins.com. Kasey, thanks for being here with us today. Before we get into our topic, I want you to share a little bit about your professional path, how you got to be where you are today with Trusted Choice and our national Big I organization.
Surely. Hi. Thank you so much for having me. So excited to be here today. I have been with the National Big I Trusted Choice for a little under 7 years. Prior to that, I worked at a marketing agency supporting clients with digital marketing strategies. And I also have had a wide array of experience at other associations, from United States Tennis Association to an association in the hospitality industry. So while I was previously not familiar with the insurance market, this role really combined my love of marketing and supporting members. So it has been a great journey so far, and we have such a great base of members nationwide, especially in Oklahoma. So excited to be here.
Well, I think the funny thing is our industry calls people into it. I was raised in it. Now, that's one thing, but I still had no idea I was ever going to end up in the insurance industry. And so many people like you, I find, kind of just work our way. But here's the deal. I think that once we get you, we never let you lose. So just be on the lookout. Well, today's webcast title is AI, Friend or Foe, Unlocking Opportunity for Superior Client Engagement. Now, I got to say, there are probably an awful lot of folks who are joining us today with visions of The Matrix or Blade Runner or even Arnie's Terminator back in the day, which I realize dates me. So, Kasey, for our guests out in the insurance space, let's go ahead, let's rip the Band-Aid off and answer the big question in our show title today. Is artificial intelligence a friend or a foe for the independent insurance agent today, related, of course, to marketing and how we engage with our clients?
Yes. AI obviously is a very hot word right now. I think we're hearing it a lot. It's on the news. There are definitely foes utilizing it, but I think, AI has been around for a while. If you use Amazon Alexa, etc. And I think, overall, it's definitely going to be a friend, not a foe.
Yeah.
There's a big opportunity for agents, particularly related to marketing, just starting to have even if you're just starting to have a basic understanding of it, in this challenging market, there's a lot of ways that you can leverage it for efficiency and opportunity to just engage more with your data, to help grow your business. So I think, friend overall, definitely misconceptions of AI and, whether it's going to replace people's jobs or the human element. And I don't think that's the case in reality. It really enhances that, allowing agents to focus more on strategy or relationship building, which is such a critical piece of that. And, so
Yeah.
I see it as a friend.
Absolutely. Well, so really what I'm hearing you say is that we really need to be more focused on what it can do for us to enhance what it is that we do with and for our clients, right?
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. So give me some ideas. What might this look like? How can the independent agent that's sitting out there in their office today, how can they use AI to benefit their marketing?
Sure. I think just from basic things from audience insights, data, workflows, but, from a specific example, I think personalized segmentation, for an example, like AI is really good at leveraging large data sets, or so you can help. I think we know communication is even more critical, particularly now. Agencies are communicating more now than ever with their existing clients. So helping agencies, whether that's tailor their marketing, or we've seen a rise in agencies leveraging chatbots. That's to help on the customer service angle, and kind of maybe that helps free up some time of your customer service, or your frontline workers. There's also, some agencies leveraging even AI virtual, phone assistants that are taking, it's kind of like a chat bot, but like on the phone. I think we've talked to some annoying ones, I'm sure, in other things in
Yeah,
our life,
like
but they are
good
getting
morning.
better, and also can be efficient and help, so free up some of your staff time,
Mhm.
for that. I think, I've even talked to agencies. One very simple thing, since I talk a lot to agencies about communicating, is we know there's maybe overworked frontline staff right now. There's some burnout in the industry, just from all the rising premiums. But say you have someone that's writing a lot of emails to their clients, back and forth, and they're just tired, and maybe those emails are not sounding even as nice as they used to be. So you could even take your email, put it into Chat GPT, and be like, can
Mm.
you make this sound nicer for me?
Oh,
Or infuse it with empathy, little things
yeah.
that's basically like, you're tired, you may be sick of, like, you don't want to think about one other way to say something, but that's just like your little assistant, that
Yeah.
quickly can help you with that. So
Oh,
I think
man, for
that's an easy
sure.
way.
Well, and you're right. I mean, to your point, we're we are so tired of the hard market, and our clients are equally as tired. But for sure, our account manager people who are having to have those tough conversations still every day when the 40% increase hits the fan and stuff like that. But I love the idea of taking something that, maybe mundane, maybe something that you have to say 14 times a day, and tossing it in to chat GPT for a more empathetic tone, or I mean, even as it relates to, and how can I turn this into an opportunity to provide service at a higher level or whatever. I got to say, I love Chat GPT. Little O, and I'm not really even sure what the little O means, and so maybe that, I mean, because I have Chat GPT little O, then there's the 4, and then there's 3.5, which we all know is original, whatever it was, 2019. So probably my first question really needs to be for you. What are all these models? What are all these Chat GPT models? And then how can han- how can we leverage Chat GPT even further, from our customer service stuff into a marketing focus?
Sure. Yes. There are 3 levels of ChatGPT right now. 3.5 was the first one that kind of, came on the scene. It's, the most basic level. The 4.0, little o, is actually Omni, for Omni. That's the latest version, which is actually also can be free, but I think it is limited. Not everybody can access that yet. But it is
Oh,
the
I'm
most.
very special is what you're
You're very
saying.
special. So you're very special. And I do know that that comes with like improved accuracy and then
I
4
need that.
is you can use all of them if you still pay for it. I do pay for the $20 a month version, that has, 4 and 4.0 kind of have
Yeah.
like deeper accuracy. They're supposedly like a little faster, it's like very, it's so fast that you can't really tell a difference in
Yeah.
my opinion. But and I think they've been changing so much. Like, when ChatGPT first came out, like it was only going back, like it was only up to date, I think, to like 2021. But that ball keeps moving. So they're constantly being updated. But I would say if you haven't tried it at all, then just try it because it can be a friend.
Yeah. So what are some ways that you're seeing and or you're encouraging the agents that you connect with to use ChatGPT related to their marketing? What
Sure.
like how can
I
we
think,
do that?
from a national scale, 80% of our members nationwide have 10 or fewer staff. So they don't have marketing staff. Many people are wearing different hats. They're filling in the marketing role. So whether that's someone that is looking for just topics to come up with blog content, or someone might be doing social media headlines, you can type in, lines of business for social media to get easy quotes. I think those are some basic, areas to start, or, maybe even like write me an email to target certain XYZ line of business. I think you're always going to need the human element to check those, not
Yeah.
taking it verbatim, but some easy ways to get started, as we know, most agencies do not have someone on staff in that marketing capacity.
Yeah. So wonderful way. I have even initiated something in ChatGPT, thrown it over in Word, kind of made it my own, and then thrown it back just to double check me or to enhance it or whatever. And man, and there are some days when you're just like, I need to be creative, but I just don't have anything,
Yeah.
and so golly, I love it. You're probably gonna laugh when I tell you this, but from the very beginning, using ChatGPT, I, for whatever reason, always used please and thank you. Probably something inside of me, like my mom was, looking over my shoulder and she was going to bump me on the head because I didn't use proper, courtesy and whatnot that she raised me with. But just a few weeks ago, I actually heard a speaker talking about research that is out there that actually supports the fact that AI responds when we are courteous and appreciative with our prompts. How crazy is that? Have you seen that?
So I will say I do not know about specific politeness, but I think it is a language
Yeah,
model,
yeah,
so you need to converse with it, and I think it is very proven that it is so important and dependent on what you put in. So I
yeah,
would assume if you're being very rude to it, that it's not
yeah,
going to have the best output. I think, you really do need to be specific and direct, and it learns from you too. So I
yeah.
think I could see that being interesting. I would love to learn more about that too, because I will say
Okay.
I do not say thank you and please when I
Well,
converse,
there. That's your
but I will say
takeaway.
I am nice. There
But
are,
but you're
yeah,
right. The
there's
prompts make it all. And the thing, I mean, and am I right that, I mean, that particular thread, it all builds on each other. So even if you're bouncing back and forth, right, to go, well, I really like that, or can you use a different? I mean, that works, doesn't it?
yeah, I mean, I think that's so important too, and just how getting comfortable
Yeah.
with it, of, asking very specific things, saying, I want something in bullets, XYZ, or I want it in this tone. And then you can totally say, oh, no, I don't, that wasn't what I wanted. Can you make it shorter? Can you make it longer? Can you make it sound even just more human? I've used that a couple times because sometimes it can sound very robotic.
Okay.
What's coming out of it. So I think you can train it a lot with, what you're entering and have it create almost even like personas within it. There's whole websites you can buy and sell prompts on. I think that's a whole category, a business category
Oh my
now.
gosh.
So
who knew?
it's very important.
Wow.
Practicing that.
That's wild. Well, now I realize that not everyone is naturally wired for early adoption, especially with the misconceptions that you mentioned earlier, and of course, movies like The Matrix popping up on your Netflix suggestions. But let's just say somebody wanted to just jump out there and give ChatGPT a little test drive. Where would you tell them to start? How to just dive out there and try it?
Sure. I mean, I think just to try it is good. But even, I think trying it maybe for something that's not even work related, maybe that might be, nerve wracking for you. I think, I have a 5-year-old and we use it frequently. He's very into storytelling. So we use it at night to make up bedtime stories.
Cool.
So,
That's
and that can
great.
be fun, that can be make it more of just like a fun exercise. Also, it's also my stepsister's 50th birthday this weekend. My mom's like, everybody write a nice note. And I'm like, I typed some things into ChatGPT and here's my mom was like, wow, this is the best note. I'm like, thank you, ChatGPT. So
my personal assistant
I think
and I.
getting started even with something that's not work related, but I also think thinking the prompts, as we just talked about, is important. And you have to think, it's kind of like if you don't put effort into that it's not going to create something great for you out. So
but I also know, so to lean in a little bit deeper, there's some kind of do's and don'ts. There's some best practices. Maybe share with us some maybe know before you go type stuff related to using AI in general. What do we need to be aware of?
Yeah, of course. So I think first and foremost, privacy and data are super important in our industry. People are working with people's personal information every day. So don't ever put anybody's personal information in the system. It is particularly, ChatGPT or Gemini, the Google platform is open. So anything you put in there could be served up to anybody else. For example, you might have heard this on the news, like the New York Times is not that happy with ChatGPT because people have, could say, summarize this New York Times article for me. And then that snippet is available to other people, might be served up, and they might not be paying New York Times subscribers. So really like anything, like not putting in copyright information, because it's really just making anything available. I think that's a critical piece. Also just checking for accuracy. I think you've probably heard they call it hallucinations when it makes something up. So you might ask it for, something about maybe a line of coverage, and then it comes back with something that's totally wrong. Or obviously there's a lot of, potential E&O concerns in our industry too. So I think from a marketing perspective, keeping that in mind as well, like it might tell you to say something like, we promise peace of mind. And that's, is something you should not be saying. So you still have to like read it and check it for what it's worth is very important. I also think plagiarism, I think we've probably heard about that too. Making sure you tailor your content so it's you and it sounds like you. There are systems out there too. You can even check something if it will tell you if it's AI written. But I would say the personal information and privacy piece is probably the most critical thing to keep in mind.
So, okay, but from a personal information, I mean, obviously not my social security number, but, or so like my whole name, my, like, go just
Sure, yeah. I mean, I
clarify.
wouldn't enter in any of your clients' data, like no email, no
Yeah,
that kind of stuff, because that could be open to anybody could have that. You don't know where
yeah,
it's being used. So I
yeah,
think when
okay.
you're creating these, particularly for the example around like a persona, you can make up
Mhm,
like
mhm,
a fake name, Sally
mhm.
Jones, and then train that.
Yeah,
Maybe that's your, that's your clients that you're trying to build on workers' comp or something. So
yeah,
no email, no phone numbers.
yeah, okay, okay,
So
okay. Makes perfect sense. I just wanted to, we know what personally identifiable
mhm.
information is, and that's, but I just wanted to see how benign, how nebulous that needs to be. So excellent. Thanks for that clarification. Awesome, awesome advice. Um, Even as long as I've been using AI, you've given me some great things to add to my watch list or to my think it through list. I know you always have your finger on the pulse of innovation and creative marketing. So I'm curious, what are you seeing out there on the horizon these days?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing where it will head in regards to just like data and analytics, or even it'll be, right now there's some AI products, beyond ChatGPT, and Gemini that you can take, say, like your top performing website content, or if it's performing for SEO, and then like help you write content that might be similar to that. Or I think, and really from an agency standpoint, being able to help agencies cross sell and that just much easily understand where there's gaps in coverage, maybe for their existing clients. I think that's something that will just be super intuitive and grow, and maybe even automatically take that to be able to give like marketing campaigns, whether that's on certain lines of business. So
Yeah.
I think we're just at the beginning now, and it'll just be amazing how much more efficient and targeted things we'll
Yeah.
get, particularly I think in content creation too. If you've dove into, I don't know if you've tried also the image creators or
Just a little bit,
um,
but it's like freaky cool all at the same time.
right. Yeah. I've created my doppelganger, and it's, which is very fun. If you do pay for the chat GPT, you get access to Dolly, and it can be cute. It also can create some crazy things. So
Okay.
I don't think it's definitely not taking over anybody's graphic design job. But I think, that'll be interesting. And even just from a video perspective too, I think it can do just really cool things. Like now in Gemini, the Google one,
Mhm.
like you could take a YouTube link and ask it to summarize it for you in bullet points. So just even just efficiency of
Oh,
like
man.
repurposing content,
Yeah,
which, is time consuming, but like if you have one piece of content, you can make it 10 things much quicker. So
yeah.
that's cool.
All right. So our executive producer on the back side of things, Jerry, don't be getting any ideas that that you're, yeah, no, he is a master at our video and audio production, and but I'm sure he's back there making notes too about, we may have to have a little off mic session on a doppelganger for me. I'm fascinated.
Oh yes, that'll be
I'm
fun. You should.
I'm totally excited. Well, that's a perfect segue from where we began today, that human aspect of leveraging AI as a tool for unlocking the opportunity in our independent agencies today. I'm watching our time, and I want to make sure that we don't leave anyone hanging out there before they fish hook us off the stage here. So, for the newcomer to AI, give just a couple of key points that you really want to make sure that our viewers walk away with today about leveraging the friend that AI can be for our independent insurance agencies from a marketing perspective.
Right. I mean, I think just that I do think if you don't start, with the speed of what's happening, I think if we don't start testing it out and giving that ability to your staff, that others, it's not going to replace people's jobs, but I think they will be on top. But I think balancing the human interaction piece, and it's not going to replace things, but I do think just starting is my main thing.
Yeah.
But also there's so many resources out there, from both Catalyst has a variety of tools for agencies to leverage. Our Agents Council for Technology at the Big I Act, as well as very good timing. Can't leave without plugging. The Big I National is coming out with an AI toolkit on marketing. So there is a variety of resources too, just to get started where it won't be as scary for you.
Absolutely, which was our goal. Which was our goal for our session today. So that takes us up to what I really am going to call a wrap for today's episode. Thanks, Kasey, for sharing your valuable insights, your experience on how to leverage AI for so many reasons, not just from a marketing perspective. Thank you for being with us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
Absolutely. It's always great to see you on the other side of my screen. So thank you. Well, remember that if you'd like to share this webcast, this recording with your staff or others, you'll find it on our Big I Oklahoma YouTube channel by the close of the day. We'd love to see you next on July the 11th when our guest will be Avery Moore, president of ECI Agency, and Stuart Barong with Barong Insurance. I'll be passing the mic to my esteemed colleague, Marit Peters, with the Independent Insurance Agents of Texas, who will be hosting our July AgencyWISE episode. Marit will be talking with Avery and Stuart about how they leverage the amazing power of our instinctive, innate strengths by using Kolbe wisdom to help increase individual productivity, to align talent with appropriate roles, to plan for perpetuation and growth, as well as building teams with the right chemistry for high performance. I have to thank Marit for bringing me along in the Kolbe consulting world. Honestly, she's like the Kolbe strengths queen of the insurance industry. And I know this is going to be a really impactful session, so don't miss it. Like today, future episodes of AgencyWISE are a strategically curated treasure trove of insights, expert knowledge, and resources to enable and empower your agency to grow your organization to unprecedented heights of success. So remember, the journey to agency success is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So stay tuned, implement these valuable insights, and join us next month for another empowering session where knowledge meets growth. Until next time, keep thriving, AgencyWISE.